Cry 3 abandons its past as much as it holds on to it for dear life. It struggles to balance between its older values while propelling itself toward a more modern shooter standard. It was at war with itself, until now. We've only been able to see the specific segments and slices. This is how the linear missions work, and that's how the open world works. Now that we've finally been able to see how they work together, well, the vision of Far Cry 3 still isn't really that clear, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. Far Cry 2 is pretty divisive. It was relentlessly unforgiving, but discovering the depths of its harsh world proved to be just as exciting as the dynamic and unpredictable combat. It didn't click with a lot of players, though, because it was trying daring new things regardless of the risk, which is probably why Far Cry 3 reins it in a little, plays it a little safer, and caters a bit more to the Call of Duty crowd. Single-player story missions are very narrow-minded, forcing you in one direction and dictating the way you play, while giving you just enough breathing room to keep the combat interesting. If you're not checking grenades, fighting tigers, or unloading machine gun rounds into pirates, Far Cry 3's campaign missions are very, very guided. They're more about the experience of the story than the thrill of getting something done. So much so that there's instant fail stealth and objectives that only require you to walk along straight pathways. If you're a Far Cry 2 nerd, that probably just cut a little bit of your heart out. But don't worry, it's the in-between action that's really going to be incredible for you. Far Cry 3's open world is incredibly dense, packed with dangerous wildlife, scattered enemy bases, spontaneous firefights between factions, and enough optional objectives to make your head spin. Items around the world, like flowers or animal skins, can be used to upgrade your gear and craft medicines. Other junk in the world can be sold to buy new guns, and there's an experience system to let you upgrade your skills, like letting you string melee kills together or slide while sprinting. The vastness of the world is a sandbox waiting for you to find ways to exploit it for personal gain, and that's what makes it so thrilling to explore. There's a jarring divide between these philosophies, though. Ripping through the jungle in a vehicle and just messing around 1 minute, only to have to abide by arbitrary in-game rules the next, feels so wrong for Far Cry. It's almost painful. That freedom vanishes, and while the objectives themselves are still interesting and involve cool characters, it creates this weird identity crisis that could cause a divide within the player base. One person could love the meaningless meandering around the open world, and another might hate that because they prefer the confines of the really cool psychotic storyline. The first few hours of the Far Cry 3 campaign left me uncertain where I wanted to take my character's progression, how I felt about the rigid missions, and excited to dig into the dangerous island setting. All things considered, that's a lot more than any die-hard, pessimistic Far Cry 2 purist could have asked for in a sequel. For everything you want to know about Far Cry 3, be sure to hang glide over to IGN.